Hey there YouTube. On today's video, we're going to continue to work on the FXR. Let's get with it. If you're here for the first time, this is my 94 FXR. I've been working on it for a few weeks now. Let me show you what I've done for those of you who are new here. I put these mid controls on. It had forward controls. Those are since gone. So I put the brake pedal. It's quite a job to do this side. Well, actually, considering the other jobs, how big they were, this was a piece of cake. Let's go to the other side. The primary side, this is where all the fun was. I had to remove the inner primary case to get to this lever here so that I can put the shifter for the mid controls. It originally had the forward controls with the long bar that reached here, but this piece here was under and there was no way to shift. So I had to pull the primary case out, and that made it possible for me to use it. I have a bunch of goodies for this bike, including foot pegs. These are a little outdated. So that's the whole intent with this bike, is to bring it up to modern day. Now I also put these risers and bars on there. That was quite a job. I had to extend the cables here, these wires rather. That was fun. That took me a while, going wire by wire, removing the clips out of the connectors. It was quite a task, but everything is looking good. As you can see, it's got new grips, new mirrors, new levers. Got a bunch of goodies on there, all new, which is going to make this bike look really nice. Let's take a look at the rear fender. As you can see, it has this side mount plate holder. I really don't like that. It's dated. So I'm going to put the original tail light back on, which is right there. And that's my next job. I have a bunch of goodies for this bike, so let me show you. All of these boxes and parts right here are for that bike, with the exception of the Snickers bar. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Anyhow, let's get on with it. I want to put this tail light so that I can move on to bigger and better things. Now we have the battle of the drill bits here. We have Milwaukee and we have DeWalt. What is the DeWalt? It doesn't say if they're Cobalt, what. Anyway, those are my two sets. What do you guys use for drill bits? Let me know in the comments. You know, I've been working on bikes and cars for a long time, and there's nothing worse than having a cheap drill bit that you're just trying to drill away and it's not doing anything. This kit here I've had for a while, the Milwaukee. It works really good, but I think it's coming to the end of its life. I just bought these, and in my opinion, the Milwaukees are better. It could be the specific one that I bought. Maybe they have better DeWalt ones. I'm not sure. But these have worked out really good for me. I tried to drill a hole through the kickstand to put a riser in it, like a little block. And those things, I did not know, that is hardened steel. It did not even touch it. So, let me show you. I really didn't think about it, but these things, you can't even see the little dimple I did there. This stuff is tough. That is hardened steel, and I guess it has to be, because it has to hold up a heavy bike. And if you think of the one on the Electra Glide, it's holding up 1,000 pounds. So I'm gonna have to come up with something else. I might end up welding a piece on there. I think a couple of tacks will do it. But anyway, let's get on with this job of putting this tail light on so we can move on to bigger and better things. Let's go. Okay, so we have the tail light in place. It is bolted down. I am now running wires to through the under fender here, and the wires have to be routed on there. I'm not sure if you can see it. The wires have to be routed and put in between those, I don't know what you call it, but so it doesn't rub on the tire. I think you can see it, and it's not that easy because now I'm at this end and my arm doesn't fit, so it's either take the fender off or stick my arm up through there. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm getting there slowly but surely. It's coming along. So the tail light is in place. Am I 100% in love with it? No, I'm not. But she's in place and it's bolted down. The holes are made, and that is pretty much where she's gonna stay. Now the bike is on a lift, so the angle that you're seeing is not necessarily the right stance of that bike. So I don't know if you, I see the tail light a little bit tilted backwards, but the front end of the bike, because it has that lift underneath the front of the engine, it's angling the bike back a little bit. And if you're like me, it's all about the stance. So that's what we got. Well, getting back to the tail light here, I wanted to show you this little trick that I do to all my Harley bikes, which are a pain in the to get out from in here, because these don't have any really good place to get a hold of them. They're heavy batteries, unlike a lot of Japanese motorcycles and even German. So I put this strap on. It is a Velcro strap, and as long as I can get 2 fingers on there, I can lift it out, because if not, it is difficult to get out. Now I also want to share with you the spaghetti wire that I have over here, and I got rid of a lot because this bike had some LEDs under the struts here. So this is the tail light, and what is all of this stuff? I guess those are signal lights. And then this wire here went to nowhere. I believe this to be the LED lights that they had under here. So I am working my way through this. There's some pieces that don't make sense, and I really hate to leave all those wires like that. It was quite a mess over here. So that is where I'm at. If you are curious where the drain plug is for this bike, this would be it. This is the oil tank, if you're not familiar with an FXR, and this is the drain. So you loosen this clamp, you bring that down, and that's how you drain the oil. It's quite a contraption. So that's where I'm at. It's taken me a little time. You know, things don't always go as fast as we'd like. So it is midnight. So I will continue on to at least try to wire this thing. Now I do know for a fact that this bolt is too long. Once I get rid of this plate, the shock mount bolt is going to need to be shorter. So I'm going to need one of those. Fun, fun, fun. Fun never ends. And that is, see where that one's at. That one's fine. And that one at the moment is at the same distance. But once I take this plate off, it's going to be a different world. So let me continue on here. So let's do an unboxing here. I'll give you a hint. It's a Two Brothers exhaust. And the big thing with this is that it comes with a heat shield. Some of them don't. So be aware. Anyway, this is the exhaust. Two brothers. Does come with heat shields. And there you have it. Now, when you're messing with this, wear gloves. And before you fire the bike up, always give it a rub down with alcohol. You don't want your greasy handprints on the pipe because it's stainless. But there you have it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna first remove the exhaust gaskets, aka the donuts. That's what we used to call them back in the day. And then we're going to loosely fit everything, put it in place, and after it's in place, we then will tighten it down. Okay, so I use this little tool here to remove the old gasket. Press it down, in, and boom, come out. And this is what it comes out looking like. Not terrible. But, so now we're gonna put the new ones in. So, if you put them in, a lot of times they'll drop right out. So what you do is you make them a little bit oval. So this one I don't have that problem with. But if I did, I would squeeze it ever so slightly, and fit it in here. This one is, I can feel it's not sliding in and out. So I'm gonna clean that up a little bit and then put it in there. And if it pops out, if it just drops out, I will ever so slightly give it a slight bend, which will make it a little bit more oval than round, and then it will stay in place. Makes it a lot easier. Well, there it is. Everything's bolted up, everything's tightened up. It looks good, as you can see. So the procedure is, I put these pipes on there first, the two head pipes, and I left them very loose. I then put this plate on here, which was very simple to do. No oil leak. That was a good thing. I mean, it comes with instructions. You just follow the step-by-step instructions. It's pretty easy. Torque those down. Then these back here that hold the muffler to the bracket, torque those down. Put these springs on here. That was pretty easy. They give you the tool. Looks like that. You clip that on one end of the spring and you pull. That's the way I did it. I put it on top and I pull down. Pretty simple. Everything is solid. Now I am going to put on a foot peg. Let's do a little unboxing of that. I hope they fit. It's a little iffy, but let's check them out. This is the box. Let's see what goodies we have in here. Oh, I get a decal. Rusty Butcher. Well, these fit. Another decal. I got a TBR decal. These are the ones I ordered. Will they fit? They are adjustable. So there's no telling. Well, they fit in here. I think they're gonna work. They don't hit on the pipe. I think they're gonna work great. Let me get the tools to do that. Take all of these Allen head bolts out to be able to tilt this. So that's the way it's looking. But this is what I want. I've said it before, especially if you wear sneakers and stuff. I don't like round pegs like the one that came off of there, like this. This thing hurts your feet if you stand on it. So I'd rather have something that I can stand up if need be and feel comfortable, and the weight of the legs after a while won't hurt your feet. So I'm going to open this up and show you guys. 732, 316. 316 it is. One of these days I'll show you guys my tool set. These are all loose, by the way, and I guess that's why they did it, so that you can adjust as needed. Can you imagine if somebody doesn't check that and they put it on their bike and go for a ride, get back, and a bunch of them are lost? I'm gonna put some blue Loctite on it. Came right off. It's knurled. I think you can see that. Came right off. Here it is. There's a D-ring. So it kind of, so that the foot peg, if you put it up, it doesn't flop. So that is the purpose of that, and it goes like that. So we put that in place, and you have to wedge it. You might have to hit it. The good thing is, it went right in. I need a little mallet. It's in place. Move this down and I'll hit that, but I need two hands. So it's pretty easy. I'm gonna put a little blue Loctite on this. You know, these old bikes, they don't call for Loctite on anything. I guess Loctite wasn't around. And now you put this flat there. Boom. And now I'm going to put the bottom plate on. This seems to be the outside piece. You put the bottom plate on and you bolt it down. I likes it. So let's do that. That's it, man. And then bolt those from the top. Put this piece back here. Let's see if that's right. Yep. Just drop them right in. What I'm doing is, I am not letting that bottom piece make contact until the bolt is in place, so that it lines up perfectly. And not only that, it lines up with the knurled part. Yep. So it's able to move freely. wherever it wants to. Yep. So the bottom piece is completely loose. It's not making contact yet. So what I'm gonna do is, as you can see, as I tighten these, it'll draw that up. As you can see it there. So I just do a little bit at a time. And there. It is now in place. Now I'll tighten all the other ones. And then I will torque it down. Okay, but that is a what? 316? 316. I wonder if they have a 316 1/4 drive. No such luck. I have to get my little ratchet out. Now this ratchet here is not a Craftsman. This is a Harbor Freight. The Craftsman, for whatever reason, I have a Craftsman set. For whatever reason, they are garbage. I had a bad one when I first bought the kit. When I first bought the kit, I had a bad one. I took it back and they gave me another one and it worked for like a day. And it is also a piece of junk. And this one I bought at Harbor Freight and it's doing the job. I've had this for a while now, for a couple years at least. It's not something you use often, but you do use it. I think that's good. And there it is. I put this little piece of tape on here so it wouldn't scratch it. But there you have it. Foot, brake, foot, brake. I'm gonna do the exact same thing to the other side. So that's how it's coming along. It's looking good. Heat shields are still needed. Before I put the heat shields on, I'll give it a wipe down with alcohol. Get all the oils off of it. Put the heat shields on, and before I start it, I hope to remember to wipe it down with alcohol. And that is it. On our next video, I'm gonna be installing 2 last parts that I have for this motorcycle. Well, we have the exhaust complete. Thank you for being here. If you haven't yet subscribed, I urge you to please do so. On this channel, we do a lot of touring, upgrades, part reviews, gear reviews, and just basically everything and anything motorcycle. You all take care, watch out with the crazy people on the roads, and I will catch you on the next one. Adios.